Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, and we're back. So now, okay, what happened in Steins Gate is that Myri got the lab was raided by men with guns, okay, gunmen, and it was led by by Shiny Finger, Kiryu Moeka. Okay, so um, people are surprised by all of it, and then out of the blue, Mayuri was shot and she died. Things happen, and now uh, Okarin actually you remember that they are first hesitant on trying to use the time leap machine, the one that turn your memories to data and then send it back in time. Instead, they're going to do that. Okay, and we don't know whether Okarin succeeded in doing that. Okay, so let's find out here. No matter how many times I call her name. Wait, this is way off. She's a kid. Mayuri doesn't answer. Mayuri is standing in front of a grave, gazing at the sky. Is this the grandma that she was talking about earlier? The grave belongs to her grandmother, who died when Mayuri was 11 years old. Her parents were always busy with work, so her grandmother was her only companion. I was close to Mayuri's family, so her death was sad for me too. At the wake, I expected Mayuri to break down and cry. She didn't. Instead, she spent the whole time gazing vacantly at her mother's memorial portrait. 6 months went by. I had advanced to middle school, so Mayuri and I no longer commuted together. Wait, did they go to the same middle school afterwards? Of course he is older than her. But whenever I passed the cemetery on the way home, Mayuri would always be standing there. Every day, rain or shine, she would stand for hours before the grave, staring wordlessly at the sky as if she could see her grandmother in heaven. In her hand, an old pocket watch. The watch had belonged to her grandmother. Mayuri always held it when visiting the grave. Do you need to make it that sad? So early on. No matter how many times I called her name, Mayuri did not answer. Back then, Mayuri wouldn't talk to anyone, not to me, not even to her parents. Whenever I saw her standing there, staring at the sky, I felt unease grip my heart. Her gaze was so earnest, her intentions are so pure, that I feared some power might grant her wish and carry her off to heaven and join her beloved grandmother. And so, to ensure that nothing like that happened, I made sure to stop by the cemetery every day. So if he doesn't, stop by every day, don't tell me that Mayuri, might just actually jump off.
Mayuri.
But no matter how many times I called her, Mayuri wouldn't reply. The only sound in the lonely cemetery was the echo of my voice calling her name. It was raining that day too. Mayuri had a light blue umbrella. In contrast to the umbrella's color, the sky was glaze gray, covered in clouds. After a while, the rain stopped. Rays of light shone through the gaps in the clouds, a stunning, beautiful sight. Rembrandt's ray, they are called, or sometimes the angel's ladder. Suddenly, a strong wind swept through the cemetery. It caught Mayuri's umbrella and carried it to the sky. Mayuri seemed not to notice. She kept staring at the sky. And then slowly, so very slowly, she stretched her hand out to the sky, as if to grasp the rays of light, as if her grandmother were reaching down to pull her up, and then she lifted herself on her toes. To me, it looked as if she were floating up towards heaven. Impulsively, I grabbed Mayuri's outstretching hand and pulled her into my embrace. In retrospect, my fears were just childish fantasies, but at that time, I truly believed that Mayuri might vanish.
どこにも行かせないぞ。連れてなんて行かせない。
I realized how embarrassing the words coming from my own mouth were.
マユリは俺の人質だ。人体実験の生贄なんだ。
It was the first excuse that came to my mind. Before her grandmother died, Mayuri and I were fans of a popular TV series about costume heroes battling evil. I particularly admired the villain, a mad scientist. I even got pretty good at mimicking his lines. Now, I was doing it to hide my embarrassment. I could feel my face growing red, but I kept up the mad scientist act all the same. If nothing else, it was better than admitting my insecurities.
どこにも逃がさないからな。
You gotta give it to the voice actor. He does sound like a middle schooler here. As I said this, I realized that Mayuri was shaking. She whispered. It was the first time in 6 months that I heard her speak. Her voice was choked with tears. She smiled happily. Tears fell from her eyes. And then, Mayuri buried her face in my chest. Where am I? Who am I? I can't see. I can barely think. A terrible screech fills my head, like feedback from a giant speaker. Is it because like the memory transfer and also like the memory of him being shot transferred as well? It penetrates my brain like 100 sharp needles stabbing me right behind the eyes. I thought brains weren't supposed to feel pain. And there's more. I feel a shiver of pleasure beneath the pain, a terrible itching like my body is on fire. I want to crack open my skull and tear out my brain. I want to scrape out my soft gray matter with my fingers and eat it. The thought of my brain is driving me crazy. Who am I?
ちょっと岡部、どうしたのよ。
Suddenly, the shattered pieces of the world reform. I slowly come back to my senses. I'm in the lab, standing in front of the phone wave, name subject to change, with my cell phone to my ear. No, not the phone wave, name subject to change. Since headgear is attached to it, it's the time leap machine. It's hard to believe. Give me oxygen. I hear a low, wheezing groan and realize that it's coming from my own throat. I close my mouth, then take a deep breath. The inside of my throat feels like they are burning. I resist the urge to cough and continue filling my lungs with air. I notice that I'm drenched in sweat. The drops sliding down my forehead are annoying. I try to wipe away with the back of my right hand. My hand obeys slowly. Something is off. It's like my body and mind aren't totally in sync with each other. Almost as if this isn't really my body. As if my nerves aren't communicating properly with my extremities. I try blinking slowly. This might just be my imagination. Could this be exhaustion? I haven't slept much lately. I try to move my hand again. There's no disconnect this time. This is my body.
岡部聞いてる？
A familiar voice. I turn around slowly. Kurisu is there. He stares at me perplexed.
どうしたのよ？急にすごい声出して。
What is she talking about?
具合悪いの？
I try answering, but my voice doesn't work. Even more bewildered, I clear my throat several times.
いや問題ない。
そうだったらさっさと出かける準備しなさいよ。買い出し行くんでしょ？
買い出し
For what? I search my memories. The moment I do, images appeared in my mind like a string of exploding light bulbs.
人間は根源的に時間的存在者である。
もう大丈夫だね。
Remembering the future. Ah.
タイムリープしてもいいの？
I remember now. I used the time leap machine. Well, yeah, by the way, they did say that they're going to have a party. So maybe like this is the same day, but you know, just before all of that happened.
未来の記憶を思い出すのよ。
That's right. What am I standing around for?
ここはどこだ？
It's not where. Like when.
は？
I grab Chris's shoulder and pull her close.
今は何時だ？何月何日の何時何分だ？
痛い。落ち着け。
落ち着いていられるか？買い出しって言ったか？
Which shopping strip is she talking about? Daru is sitting at his computer staring at us wide open.
ダル、今日は何日だ？今は何時なんだ
？13日の5時ちょっと過ぎだけど。
13, a little past 5. Oh!
成功。
Yeah. Went back like maybe around a couple of hours, 3-4 hours maybe? Did I manage to time leap in the middle of all that chaos? Did my memories really jump through time? Does that mean I leapt through into my past self? Is there a chance that it was all a dream? Thinking back, forward, it doesn't seem real. Commandos breaking into the lab is like something out of Hollywood movie. But the sight of Mayuri broken bloody is burned into my eyes. I remember the smell of blood, the sound of gunshot, the weight of the headgear on my head, the pain of the bullet tearing through my arm. So that, you know, this is what I thought, that, you know, he remembers the pain of, you know, being shot at first when he, you know, how should I say this, when he time leaped. Kurisu screaming, Suzuha fighting to defend us. I remember it all vividly. I touched my arm, no bullet hole, no pain, even. Was it all a dream? I don't know. I never liked time leap before. I can only hope that it was a dream. Oh wait. A future like that is too much to bear. I recall Mayuri's last moments and my eyes filled with tears. I forced the tide of emotion back.
マユリは
I look around the lab. Kurisu and Daru are here. I can't find Mayuri.
マユリはどこに？
どこってルカシのところに行くってさっき言ってたじゃんか。オカリン聞いてなかったん？
That's right, Mayuri went to beg Lukako to wear her costume. She won't return until it's time for the party. What do I do? What do I believe? Was it a dream? Or was it real? If it was a dream, then I don't have to worry about anything. If it was real, then I need to act now. I take a deep breath.
あれは夢だったんだ。
Are you sure?
あんなの現実に起きるはずがない。
Are you sure? It was a nightmare brought on by anxiety, that's all. There's no other logical explanation. I desperately persuade myself that it's so. Little do I know that I will soon regret my foolishness. Kurisu goes shopping alone. I stay in the lab with Daru, waiting for Mayuri to return. Yeah, you're gonna regret that in a while. An innocent smile. Mayuri is alive. Nothing will happen to her. I was worried for nothing. When Susa arrived, we began the meeting.
オカリンフェリスちゃんやルカちゃんにもね声をかけたんだけど今日は無理って言われちゃった
I heard these words before. Deja vu, a trick of the mind.
そうか。何か用事でもあったのか。
フェリスちゃんは今日はライネットの大会
しまった、応援行きそびれた。なんという不覚。
あとねルカちゃんはなんだか恥ずかしそうにしてたよ。
ここに来たらまたマヨリのコスを着させられるって思ったんじゃない？
Maybe. It's just like my dream. I never remember a dream this vividly before. I remember every word that was spoken.
コスプレの件か。もしかしてまだ説得できていないのか。
恥ずかしいんだって。可愛いは正義なのに。
Uh-oh.
可愛いは正義ってそんな言葉が流行ってるんだ。
クリスちゃんもね可愛いよね。
え？
ねえねえ今度のコミマに出てみない？新作は無理だけどね去年作ったブラチューの正義
Yeah, I remember this
の
as
バー
well.
ジョンコスがあるんだ。多分ねサイズはクリスちゃんに。
私がコスプレか。ちょっと興味ある。でも私も人前に出るのはお断りだから。
着るだけでいいや。でもね
Dude,
そのうちみんなに見てもらいたくなる
realize it soon, man.
コスプレにはそうさせる魔物さんが住んでるんだ。そういえばクリスちゃんっていつも可愛い
This is a timely-
制服着てるよね。
let's just skip it.
これ
Because we went through
2
this.
週間だけあやめ院に逆留学。
あやめ明日コス持ってくるね。
Yeah, we skipped this part a bit.
撮
Because
影
this is
会は何時
basically
からです
what happened
相
last
変
week.
わらず橋田は変。
だってブラチューのセーラっしょ。あれって確かパンモ
Pamoro.
ロだぞ。
Pamoro だぞ。
パンモロ？
パンツがモロに見えているの略。
Come on, Okabe. Okarin, faster.
パンツじゃない。
日
We
本
went through
に
this.
持ってた。
絶対着て。やめといた方がいいんじゃないかな。
There it goes. And then like we'll see the the dragon and the tiger again. Suddenly the atmosphere in the room changes. I remember this too. I feel like I'm losing my mind here. Yep.
ナキセクリスを信じると
それどういう意味？この前から思ってたんだけど、私あなたに
直接は
何よ？
だろう
We
ね。
went through this last time, okay?
知って二人とも聞いて。マユシーはね
Can't pay
喧
attention
嘩は
to what
嫌
I
い
see
な
on
の
the
です。
screen. It doesn't enter my head.
仲良くしようよ。
Mayuri sits down next to me. She peels a banana and begins eating it.
ねえねえオカリンなんだかねここ何週間で
Uh-oh. Stop it. Why are you saying the same thing as in that terrible dream? It was a dream. It has to be a dream.
楽しいね。
Mayuri smiles happily, not noticing my lack of a reply.
あのねラボ面が8人に増えたでしょ。ちょっと狭くなってきたなってマユシーは思うんだ。まずね椅子が足りないのです。買ってこなくちゃだよ。オカリンはお金ある？
I shake my head wordlessly. For some reason, I'm afraid to look at Mayuri in the face.
じゃあマユシーのバイト代もちょっと出していいよ。あとはね電子レンジ新しいの買わないとジューシー唐揚げナンバーワンが温められないよ。オカリン大 大丈夫？元気ない？
Dude, realize it. Realize it by now.
いや、
体調良くないのかな。だったらね、休まなきゃ。横になる？膝枕してあげるよ。
そんな恥ずかしいことを。
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Here it goes. Here it goes. Before I can finish, the television interrupts me with an urgent news bulletin. The subtitles read, Terrorist bomb threats suspends Yamanate Sobu Keihin Toku lines.
爆破テロ予告？
つうか全部秋葉原駅通ってるじゃん。マユシ帰れないんじゃね？
本当だ。家に電話しなくちゃ。
嘘だろ。
It's the same. Every last thing, the same.
岡部倫太郎、一つ聞かせて。
It was a dream.
タイムリープマシンは完成してるんだよね。
It had to be a dream. If it was a dream, then why?
聞いてる？
タイムリープマシンは完成してるけど。
そっか。私、用事思い出したから、ちょっと出かけてくる。
She knew something. Suza leaves the lab without another word.
何なの？彼女。
Does she know what's about to happen? Nothing's going to happen. The break-in was a dream. But no matter how hard I try to convince myself that, I can't shake the icy hand clutching my heart. I can't breathe. Even though it's hot and humid, my body shivers. I remember this feeling too, from the dream. Did I choose wrong? Was I granted a second chance only to let it go to waste? Yes! Yes, you did! I got a soft feeling against my fingers. I looked down to see Mayuri's hand holding mine. When I look up, I see worry written in her face. I reflexively look towards the door. If it was a dream, if the dream wasn't a dream, then any second now. Uh-oh. Yep. It happens exactly as I remember. 5 men burst into the lab. Their movements are swift and sure, professional, and each of them is carrying a gun. They spread out just inside the door and aim their weapons at us. I recognize each of them. There's no denying it now. I did leap through time. It was the future I remembered. I was supposed to change this present, to stop the madness about to unfold. But I told myself it was a dream, and wasted my chance to save everyone. Silence. Time seems to grind to a halt. The men say nothing. Why didn't I do anything to change this? Wasn't that why I leapt through time? The sound of heels echoes down the hallway. A woman is coming up the stairs. Kiryu Moeka, the woman who will kill Mayuri. The dream was real. Those were memories of the future. This is happening because I did nothing to stop it.
萌香さん、タイムマシンを回収させてもらう。
If I kill her first, will Mayuri live? I considered the option, but soon give up. The real danger is the man behind her. The 3 men have assault rifles. They'll gun us down instantly if I try anything. My only hope is for Suza to make her move before Mayuri is shot. Is there even a chance?
牧瀬クリス、岡部倫太郎、橋田至、3名については我々と一緒に来てもらう。
If you remember, correctly, Suza only came after she was shot.
抵抗は許されない。とにかく来て。
どこへ？
I have no words.
せめて理由と行き先を教えてほしいんだけど。拒否することは認めない。あなたたちに逃げ場はないわ。私たちの仲間はすでに秋葉原中に散らばっている。手荒な真似はしたくない。3人とも一緒に来て。なんで3人なの？
Yes, and now.
聞かれても答えるつもりはない。
Oh, it's about to happen.
ついてくればいい。
It's about to happen.
ねえ、萌香さんはラボメン仲間だよね。
In reply, yep. Moeka pulls a gun from her belt and points it at us. It's happening again.
一緒に来てもらうのはあなたたちの口を封じるため。それは拒否しても変わらない。3人とも一緒に来て。これ以上拒否するなら嫌でも行きたくなるようにするから。
Yeah, she's gonna shoot. Moeka slowly raises a gun. She points at the muzzle at.
椎名真由里は必要ない。
Yep, it's the exact. I tried to shout stop, but my voice catches in my throat. Nothing comes out but a pitiful wheeze. I turn to Kurisu for help. Kurisu is staring at Mayuri. She looks as if she might start crying at any second now. I turn to Daru. He's shaking. His lips move as if to speak, but nothing comes out. Someone. Anyone. Please. Stop her. Stop Moeka.
セルンのために FP のためにセルンのために FP の。
I told you Facebook is a menace. Yep. You wasted this whole time leap. Time slows to a crawl. Moeka pulled the trigger. Blood spurts from Mayuri's forehead. A second time. It splashes across my face, wet and warm. A second time. Her delicate, frail body falls towards me. A second time. I catch her. A second time. Her body is limp like a puppet with no strings. Her head and arm dangle lifelessly. The smell of gunpowder fills my nose. A second time. And then the smell of blood. Daru clutches his head and falls to his knees, screaming at the top of his lungs. You wanted chaos, right? There, chaos. In my arms, Mayuri takes one long, ragged breath, and then... He's dead. Mayuri's dead. Again. Her face is covered in blood. Her blood stains my hand. It's warm.
もう一度言う。3人とも一緒に来て。これ以上の警告はしない。抵抗するならあなたたちも殺す。
I hear a voice, but I can't comprehend what it's saying. It's the same. I knew it would be. I let Mayuri die again, because I didn't believe my own memories of the future. I lay Mayuri down on the floor. I'm sorry, Mayuri. I'm so sorry. I stand up. Rage takes hold of me once again. I'm helpless to resist. I take one menacing step towards Moeka.
岡部、
Kurisu grabs my hand before I can take another.
ダメよ。
離せ。
ダメだってば。殺されちゃう。
Moeka's gun aimed at my head. The finger is already on the trigger.
俺も殺すのかよ。
抵抗するなら。岡部、お願い。今は従って。このままじゃあんたも殺される。
Might as well do that. I grip my teeth and suppress my anger. Just then, something small and round strikes Moeka's gun hand. She drops her gun. At her feet lies a small stone.
伏せて。
The next event transpires exactly as I remember. Suzuha appears in the doorway, knocking down the first man before anyone can react. She then proceeds to dispatch the remaining man with a series of swift, precise movements.
こいつ。
The dark-skinned man, the last one standing, takes aim at Suzuha with his assault rifle, but before he can fire, Suzuha snatches a stun attacker's gun and shoots him. Blood spurts from the man's hand. Without stopping, Suzuha delivers a soaring roundhouse kick to the man's jaw.
そこまでよ。
Moeka and Suzuha point their guns at each other. A standoff. Neither moves. Silence return to their room.
何者。
42。
She glances at
テ
me.
レビ
This time I already know what she means.
点灯済み
I make a break for the development room.
動くな。それはこっちのセリフ。
Kirisu is right behind me. I grab the headgear and jam it into on my head without a moment's
岡部、
hesitation.
私が。
俺が飛ぶ。
もし失敗したら。
設定を頼む。
There's no time to argue. I grab Moat Snake from the shelf. Kirisu bites her lip and starts setting up the X68000.
岡部倫太郎、一人行って。殺せ、使わせるんだ。
Before the screw cut man enters the development room, I push the switch. White smoke instantly fills the room, rendering it impossible to see.
岡部、本当にいいの？タイムリープしてもいいの？
やれクリス。マシンを動かせ。
I see blue-white light shining through the smoke. The discharge is starting. The light rapidly grows brighter. The floor begins to shake. The singularity is open. I crouch down, holding the headset steady with one hand. This is reality. It wasn't a dream. I burned that fact into my mind as I prepare to time leap. One more chance. The shaking begins.
もう一度通ってくれ。
One more. Once more, the world explodes into light. Before 5. I can hear it. It feels like something is crushing my eardrums. Slowly, the shattered pieces of the world reform. My body convulses as if struck by lightning. I am Okabe Rintaro. I'm in the development room, standing in front of the time leap machine with my phone to my ear. My brain hurts again. This isn't like a headache, it's somehow deeper. With the pain comes a torrent of emotions, sorrow, longing, hope, joy that threatens to wash away my psyche. Now that I think about it, prolonged, frequent use of, the time leap machine is probably gonna create tumors in your skin. Because or at least that screw up your brain sooner or later if you keep using it. However, only one thing matters.
また飛べた。
I quickly return to the lounge.
びっくりした。
I almost crash into Chris.
脅かすなよ。
誰？今は13日の5時前か。
そうだけど。
Alright, time leap successful. I pat Chris on the shoulders almost as in an embrace.
お前は天才だ。
何よいきなり。気持ち悪いな。
I scramble for my phone. Pull my Yuri back.
トゥットゥルーマユシーです。
マユリ、今どこに？
ただいま電話に出ることできません。
Mailbox. I mean, voicemail.
ってなったら伝言をどうぞ。
マユリ、今すぐ俺に連絡をくれ。わかったな。今すぐだ。
I hang up. I look at my watch again. It's just past 5. Thank God for the time leap machine. It makes me shiver to imagine what would have happened without it. I have 3 hours until Moika kills Mayuri. Everything's going to be okay. There's plenty of time to escape. First, I'll meet up with Mayuri and leave Akiba. We can go to Ikebukuro. Wait, what if they were watching her house? Maybe we should hop the bullet train and get out of Tokyo entirely. Anyway, we'll find as long as Moika doesn't find her today. So first, I need to find Mayuri. By the way, remember that that Moika mentioned that they have people all around Akiba.
岡部？目が血走っちゃってるけど、どうしたの？
Kurisu and Daru look at me with concern.
二人とも今すぐここから離れろ。
どういうこと？
If you tell them without a doubt that Kurisu will definitely at first she may not believe it, But after hearing like I use the time leap machine, she should have instinctively known that, oh, this is Okabe from the future, because she designed it. Okay, even if she thinks that it's going to fail, there's a percentage of it's going to succeed. So like she's planning on that. Okay, because like how else would this happen? I only have 9,000 yen and some change. I need to stop by an ATM and withdraw everything I have.
何よまた中二病
Just tell her, she will understand. She will understand. Kurisa shrugs her shoulders down for her. I don't have time to answer her. I sit beside her and rush out of the lab.
岡部どこ行くのよおい
Give me a second. Just give me a second. Give me a second. What's wrong here with my PC right now? Something's wrong with my PC right now. Just a moment. Like, what the hell is this? Like, I'm getting black screen right now. And my Google Chrome actually closed. Okay? So that I can't monitor my chat and stuff. What the heck is happening here? I can't even bring up Task Manager. Oh no, not again. Yep. I can't even bring up Task Manager. I'm having black screen right now. Do I need to restart? Ah, dang. I think I need to restart. It's not responding. Task Manager is not coming up. Okay, so I'll restart. I have to restart. Where's my... Okay, I'm back. Okay, I don't know why just now, but like my screen went black, and I tried to turn to bring up Task Manager. Basically, it doesn't come out, but I can still hear the background of Steins Gate playing. You know. Okay, just give me a second. Let me just skip through all of this and get back. Not this one. We went through this. And the second time. So we were... Okay. This is the first one? Yeah, I think this is the first one. Okay, I can't skip anymore. Yeah. But then we still haven't skip finish yet. Give me a second. Config. Let's skip. Read only all. Wait, I can't skip. E to skip. Oh, haven't applied. Right? Okay, I did change to a skip all. Come on. Skip. Come on. Let's skip. Let me skip.
ルカシのところに行くってさっき言ってたじゃんか。オカリン聞いてなかったん？
I can't skip. Okay, finally I can. And skip. Time leap. Second chance. Well, third chance. Okay, it's around here. Now, I gotta change the config back again. Read only. Okay.
マユリ、今すぐ俺に連絡をくれ。分かったな。
Yeah, it's around here. I hang up, I look at the watch again, it's just past 5. Thank God for the time leap machine. It makes me shiver to imagine what would happen without it. I have 3 hours until Moeka kills Mayuri. Everything's going to be okay. There's plenty of time to escape. Oh, first I'll meet up with Mayuri and leave Akiba. We can go to Ikebukuro. What if they were watching? Okay, just a little bit more. I check my wallet, 9,000 yen. Yeah, it's somewhere around here. Research trucks her shoulder dumbfounded. I don't have time to answer her. I sleep beside her and dash out of the lab.
どこ行くのよ。おい。
I run full speed at Yanabashi Shrine. Naturally, I have to stop for breath before I get more than a few blocks. The sun is setting, but the temperature still hasn't dropped below 30. Sweat quickly covers my entire body. I'm not good at exercise in the first place. I finally stagger through the archway. Now I regret not borrowing Suzuka's bicycle. But no, there wasn't time for that. Finally, Mayuri comes first. I run into the courtyard where I find Lukako standing alone with her bamboo broom.
Lukako!
岡部さん。
She bows her head.
どうしたんです？
マユリはどこだ？
まゆりちゃんだったら、
She just
帰
left.
りましたけど。
Okay. Ara. I'm a guy, you know. So, like, it's gonna sound awkward. Okay.
帰った。
はい。後でまゆりちゃんにごめんなさいって伝えてくれませんか？僕やっぱりどうしてもコスプレはできませんって。
Why is she referring herself to Boku?
まゆりちゃんを悲しませたくはなかったんですけど、やっぱり人前に出るのは恥ずかしくて。
I finally catch my breath. I don't have time to listen to Lukako's apologies.
マユリは帰ったんだな。
はい。
That doesn't make sense. I know she comes to the lab around 6:30. It's still 5:30. No matter how slowly you walk, it shouldn't take more than 20 minutes to get to the lab. So what was she doing for the extra 40 minutes? We don't have time for this.
本当に帰ったのか？どこかへ寄るとは言っていなかったか？
Maybe it's fairies, you know. Remember that she said that fairies and Lukako can't come to the party?
いえ、聞いてませんけど。岡部さん、一体何が？
もしマユリがここに戻ってきたら、すぐに俺に電話するように伝えるんだ。
はい。
I better check the lab. We might miss each other. When I get back to the lab, nobody's there but Daru. Did Kurisu go shopping by herself? I call out to him as he's ordering pizza on the computer.
マユリは帰ってきてるか？
いや
You idiot! Explain to them! Like, you know, think about it, okay? You know, maybe that, you know, Moeka have a I won't say a solid reason, but just a minor reason not to kill them yet, okay? So like, if they're still here, you know, instead of Mayuri, they're gonna kill either one of them. Explain to them, they made the time leap machine, like they understand that they themselves could use it. Oh my god. I take a bottle of Dr. P out of the fridge and chug it down. The cold sparkling liquid wets my parched throat and drives the heat away. Now I can think. But I still can't relax. Every minute, every second is precious. Every moment I waste brings me closer to Mayuri's death.
オカリンさ、さっきからなんでそんなピリピリしてるん？
マユリの居場所を知らないか？
だからルカシのところっしょ？
Oh my god. Oh, hey, El Poltro.
いなかった。帰った後だった。
This is basically like Okarin's third round of time leap. I start to face the irritation.
じゃあ他のレイヤー仲間のところとか。
そのレイヤー仲間の連絡先を教えろ。
いや、知らんし。
It's easy to forget since she's usually here, but Mayuri and I rarely spend time together outside of the lab. May Queen and the shrine, that's about it. I have no idea where else she might go. May Queen doesn't exist in this world line.
ああ、そういえば。
何か知っているのか？
携帯の電源が切れそうとか言ってたような気がする。
Yet another setback. Not only I am unable to contact her, she might not even notice my phone calls.
なあ、一体どうしたん？
誰？なぜここに残っている？今すぐラボを離れろと言ったはずだ。
You didn't explain! Explain you used the time leap and then this place is gonna be stormed by, gunmen. I sit on the sofa, I feel the weight of stress on my shoulder and in my bones.
理由もなしにそんなこと言われてもわけわからんつうか。一体何が始まるんですみたい。
マユリが殺される。
はあ？
セルンが本気を出してきたんだ。あと2時間で奴らは襲撃をかけてくる。だからお前は逃げろ。
え、マジ？
クリスと連絡を取れるか？あいつにもそう伝えるんだ。
あと2時間って、なんでオカリンはそれを知ってるわけよ。
Time leap. If you say time leap, oh shit. The report for a moment, he looks towards the telephone room where the time leap machine is sitting.
まさか使ったん？
See? You don't even need to say much. Oh, you use it. I told you. I note gravely. I kick Daru out of the lab and send him home. He promised to call Kurisu for me and tells her to stay at her hotel, but a few minutes later she calls me directly and demands an explanation. It takes some effort, but I manage to convince her to do as I say. Now I just need to wait for Mayuri to get back. I thought about looking for her, but it's too risky. We could miss each other like we did at the shrine. Better to wait here in front of the building. While waiting, I try to convince myself that everything will be okay. Tell Suzuha, okay? Mayuri returns at the lab at 6:30. That leaves about an hour before Moeka's attack. In an hour, we could ride the bullet train from Tokyo Station to Shizuoka. Remember, Moeka said there's people around Akiba. Is that the best plan? Maybe we should get off the Yokohama and lay low in a hotel for a while. They are looking at you. They're watching you, man. I can think about what comes after my save. The time leap machine doesn't matter. Moeka can have it. My top priority is to prevent Mayuri's death. Sweat accumulates on my forehead and rolls down my face. Hurry back, Mayuri.
あれ？
Ah, Suzuha. Suzuha and Mr. Brown emerge from the brown tube workshop. I see them lock the door. I guess they are closing the shop. That's right, I forgot about Suzuha.
岡部倫太郎、そこで何してんの？
いや、
That reminds me. During the attack, she took down 5 armed commandos in a blink of an eye. I still can't believe it. Why does an 18-year-old girl learn to move like that? And then there was her strange behavior immediately before the attack. She left as soon as she heard about the bomb threat, as if she knew something was going to happen. And finally, there's that business with her father. Everything about her is a mystery. Who is Amane Suzuha?
あ、わかっちゃった。今日宴会やるらしいから、その準備でしょ？
それを誰から聞いた？
椎名真由里、さっき顔見せて、ぜひ来てねって言ってたよ。つうわけで、私もお邪魔することに。
ダメだ！
もしかして、私邪魔だった？
いや。
まあ、私もラボ面にしてもらったとはいえ、所詮は部外者だしね。
Yeah, she did mention that, they didn't translate it. It says that, even though I'm a lab member, I'm still an outsider.
そうじゃなくてだな。
んだよ、岡部。うちのバイトも仲間に入れてやれ。おめえはこいつに借りがあるんだろ。こいつのへそのおかげで、おめえらがビル揺らすのも一応許してやったんだからな。
へそって、おい。
Suzuha has recovered her jacket. She's properly dressed now.
このバイト、なかなかいいへそだったぜ。 腹回りがしっかり鍛えてあってキュッと引き締まってたな。
Oh my god, the way he described that, it's creepy.
エロ親父、本人前にして語らないでよ。
今日の宴会は中止だ。だからバイト選手よ。悪いが今日は帰ってくれ。
中止なの？
ああ、すまない。
I attempted a smile, but with a little hope of success.
岡部、何をしてんのかともかく、いざとなったら無茶だけはすんなよ。
Huh? It's weird to have him give me advice. I thought he was just a dirty old man who loves CRTs. Maybe he's sharper than I thought. Maybe he's just telling me to stop shaking the building.
マユリと喧嘩をしましてね。ちょっと参ってるんです。それだけですよ。
That's the best lie I can manage.
あ、じゃあまずいんじゃない？
Blood.
だってほら、あそこに。
Suzuha points across the street. I turn to look. To my surprise, there's Mayuri walking up the street with a big bag. When she notices us, she waves us with a ditzy smile. Mayuri.
あれ？喧嘩したんじゃないの？すごい笑顔だけど。
I ignore Suzuha and run to Mayuri. The clock on my phone says 6:33.
ちょっと、どうしたのよ。
I wasted precious time talking to Suzuha. Now that I secured Mayuri, we need to go as far as we can, as far away as we can from Akiba.
オカリン、そんなに急いでどこ行くの？
I ignore her question and grab her hand.
走れ！駅に行く！
待って、荷物が。
構うな！とにかく走るのだ！
なんで？
いいから走ってくれ！
I can't get the image of Mayuri's death out of my mind. I won't let them kill her. I won't. Well, you did it. You did it twice. Mayuri gives no further resistance. She follows obediently, quickly matching my pace. I forgot that she's faster on her feet than I am.
ねえ、どこ行くの？
そうだな。とりあえず筑波が横浜あたりに。
I'm already gasping for air. Mayuri, however, might as well be strolling along for all the difficulty she's having. How can she be so ditzy yet so athletic at the same time? I think it's you, the one who's being out of shape. The sun has already set, but the sky is a still mix of indigo and orange. We run through the streets lit by dazzling shops. Everything will be fine once we make it on the train. I hold this thought in my mind as we run. I'm already exhausted. Mayuri practically has to drag me along and has to keep going.
少しね、休んだ方がいいんじゃないかな。
いや、電車に乗るまでは走り続けろ。
I do my best to keep up the pace.
でもね、オカリンすごい汗だよ。運動苦手なのにね、無理すると。
I thought it's the other way around. It says here, okay? Okay, let me bring it up. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, somewhere. Where is it? Okay, I'm already exhausted. Mayuri practically has to drag me along to keep going. But, you know, look at this. It's the other way around. When we reach the station, I realized that something is wrong. The station is packed, seriously packed. You don't see this many people even at rush hour. The crowd is smiling around the entrance. For some reason, it looks like no one is going in. You forgot the bomb threat. What's going on here? A protest? Some kind of street performance? I don't have time for this. Just then, an announcement placed over the PA.
現在山手線、京浜東北線、総武線すべて運転を見合わせております。
See? You forgot all about
お
that.
急ぎのお客様には大変ご迷惑をおかけしておりますが、何卒ご理解のほど。
Finally, I realized my mistake. That's right. Before the attack, the trains were stopped by a bomb threat. No wonder there are so many people standing around. In my haste to flee the city, I completely forgot. How could I be so stupid?
どうしたんだろうね。
All of the train lines have stopped. We can't escape Akiba. What about other means of public transportation? Subway or the bus? Taxi, man! Should we go to another station? I turn around and head back to the way we came, keeping a firm grip on Mayuri's hand. Before we get more than a few steps, a man steps out of the crowd and blocks our way. I realize that we are surrounded.
岡部倫太郎だな。
A low voice, a face I've never seen. He's not one of the 5 who broke into our lab.
オカリン、この人たち知り合い？
Mayuri grips my arm tightly as she looks anxiously at the man.
一緒に来てもらおうか。
誰だ？
Instead of answering, the man makes a grab for my arm. I jerk away and try to escape, but the man moves to block us again.
抵抗するなら殺す。
セルンか？
They are with Moika? She already mentioned she had people around Akiba. Did you forget? She must have planned for this in advance. A chill runs my spine. We made a terrible mistake when we hacked into SERN. I realize that now, so it's far too late.
これだけ大勢の人がいる中で殺せるのか？
冗談だと思わない方がいい。
Don't he says something like, "Don't take this as a game." Okay, it's better if you don't take this as a game. I feel something cold against my back. I don't realize what it is at first. Then it hits me. A gun. I gulp. My blood gets cold. Am I going to die here? Will my time leaping be for naught? No, I can't give up. I won't let Mayuri die. I won't accept that future. But how do I get out of this? The crowd at the station has grown even thicker. People are starting to argue with the station personnel, demanding to know when they can go home. The situation is quickly becoming chaotic. Suddenly, a fight breaks out nearby. It looks like some people are trying to shove their way through. This could be our chance. A tide of people surges into us, knocking the man behind me off balance. Now! I quickly turn and strike the man's hand aside. His gun falls away. Then the man gets swallowed up by the crowd.
マユリ、逃げるぞ！
I grabbed Mayuri's hand and started running. We have to fight our way through the crowd, but that is also towards our pursuers. As soon as we reach the main street, we start running back towards the lab. Why are you running back to the lab? Why? If you do that, who knows, maybe they're waiting. Of course, we can't return to the lab itself. Moika's group will be there shortly. Is the subway still running? If we can go onto Sue Hirocho station, we can take the Ginza line to Shibuya. From there, we can grab a train heading out of Tokyo. I still haven't recovered from my exhaustion. I don't know how much longer I can hold on. We can't stop now. I have to keep running. It doesn't take long before a new obstacle appears. 4 men walking together up ahead suddenly stops and turn to face us. I got a bad feeling about this. They don't look at Osaku. Are they with SERN too? My fears are confirmed when the 4 men starts walking towards us, arms spread to block the street. No doubt about it. They are after us too. I turn to flee back towards the station. There I see the first group of men closing in behind us. We're trapped, enemies on both sides. There's only one choice. I grab Mayuri and make for the nearby side street.
オカリン、どこに行くの？
I'm trying to get to Sue Hirocho station without using the main street. But as we pass the UPX, several men on the bridge point at us and shout something. Are they with SERN too? How many men do they have? We turn back and change course.
いいか、マユリ、お前の方が足が速いから。
Talking while running uses up all my breath. Sweat drips into my eyes, making it hard to see.
お前だけでも逃げろ。はぐれたら袋の岸文字に行け。そこで。
Before I finish, I catch the sight of another group of men waiting for us ahead.
一体どうなって？
I look back. The group from before is chasing us. We are surrounded by enemies. the familiar streets of Akiba are filled with agents of CERN? If that's the case, why don't you go to the police? Why don't you go to the police? At the very least, you know, if they are with CERN, okay, even they won't be like, you know, charging into, like, for example, like a big police station. Like, if it'll be better if it's the Tokyo, you know, the Tokyo main police station, and like I don't think they will be like crazy enough to like go guns blazing, you know, into CERN, okay? Because that's definitely gonna create, you know, international problem. For a man who calls himself a mad scientist, he's pretty dumb. I recall what Moeka said.
あなたたちに逃げ場はないわ。私たちの仲間はすでに秋葉原中に散らばっている。
Despair seizes my heart. Is escape impossible? We're just kids playing science in the safety of our own tiny little lab. Our enemy is a multinational conspiracy willing to kill anyone who gets in their way. That's why I say, hide, you know, go to the police station. Ask for help. Were we doomed from the start? No. No matter what, we must get away. Leading Mayuri by the hand, I push my way through the crowd, then jump the fence on the road. Something strikes me with crushing force, sending me tumbling across the pavement. I come to a stop several meters away. My body is racked with intense pain. A red curtain covers my eyes. I try to brush it off, and my hand comes away slick with blood. I grip my teeth against the pain and lift my head. Mayuri is laying on the pavement a few meters away. I reach out to her. No response. Mayuri is motionless. No. Did the impact kill her? This can't be happening. The car that ran over us, a white van, pulls up. The door opens, and out steps
動きは止めたわ。
Kiryu Moeka. Her again. He knew the exact moment to be here in order to run over poor Mayuri.
岡部君。いえ、岡部倫太郎が確保。
She's talking to someone on her phone. Has she been tracking us the whole time?
警察に連絡して。椎名真由里が死んだ。
She looks down at me with cold eyes to freeze her, cold enough to freeze my blood.
なんで殺すんだ。
あなたが逃げるからよ。
くそ。くそ。
Mustering my strength, I leap up and throw myself at Moeka. She goes down. I hear her head smack against the pavement. I stand up and look around. Moeka is dazed and unable to stand, but I see CERN agents making her way towards us through the crowd. I got to get out of here. I take a step. A sharp pain steps through my body. The crash must have broken a bone in my leg. It doesn't matter. I have to get to the lab and time leap again. That's the only way to save Mayuri. I look back at the site of the accident. Moeka is slowly regaining her feet, but Mayuri remains limp and motionless on the road. It breaks my heart to leave Mayuri lying there, but I have no choice. I have to go. Back to the lab. Wait! Did he get back to the lab? Oh, come on! Dude, just a while ago, there's like tons of guys are after you. And then like, we're at the lab? What is this? And he just said that he had a broken leg. So you're telling me those guys can't chase, you know, a guy with a broken leg? Or was it like, oh, here you go? Oh my god. Oh my god, such a terrible... Consistency, man. Consistency. Surprisingly, CERN's man didn't chase me. Nobody's at the lab when I arrive. Only the lights are on. Relieved that Kurisu and Daru haven't returned, I head straight to the development room. I remember to break into Brown Tube Workshop to turn on the 42-inch CRT. My body is drenched in sweat, and I can't stop quivering. Everything hurts, especially my right side, where the car hit me. If I'm not careful, I might lose consciousness. My vision is blurry, it's hard to focus. My left arm is numb, and I can barely move. But still, I force myself to activate the X68000 and input the settings. I'm gasping for breath like a wounded animal. The sound of my heartbeat fills my ears. Mayuri. They killed her again. I failed to protect her. I'm sorry, Mayuri. I'm sorry. Choking back my tears, I frantically pound on the keyboard. Police sirens echoes in the distance. Moeka hit Mayuri in front of hundreds of witnesses. They'll probably take her in for questioning. Even if Steins bails her out somehow, she should be stuck for at least a couple of hours. The real problem is her men. Those mercenaries or whatever they were, Steins hit squad. Why didn't they come after me? It should have been easy for them to catch me. Yeah! I need to hurry. If they show up here, they'll kill me for sure. Settings complete. I put on the headgear. I get blood on it, but that doesn't matter. A surge of anxiety washes over me. What if the time leap fails? What if my memories are corrupted? I might forget who I am. I might lose myself. Should I really use the time machine? I curse my weakness. This can't be allowed to happen. No risk is too great. I will save Mayuri whatever it takes. I alone have the power to change the past. What am I waiting for? Swallowing my fear, I activate time leap machine. Oh, he went back even earlier. Now it's 4:17. A screeching in my ears, needles stabbing into my brain, a thousand emotions flooding my senses. The world bends, pulses, then returns to normal. The pain of my wounds has vanished like magic, replaced by a piercing pain in my brain. I fight back a wave of nausea and take stock of the situation. I'm sitting on the sofa with my phone to my ear. Another successful time leap. That makes 3. Oh yeah, by the way, they did mention that if you answer the phone call, but what if he tried to time leap, but then the past self didn't pick up? What will happen then? It looks like the time leap machine works perfectly. I'm sure it will boost Kurisu's confidence if I told her, but that will have to wait until Mayuri's out of danger. I stand up and look around the lab. Mayuri! She should still be here. Kurisu, who was dozing off next to me, wakes up with a jerk at the sound of my voice.
徹夜明けなんだから少し休ませろ。
マユリはどこだ？
いきなりなんぞ？マユシならルカシのところ行くって言ってたじゃん。
Damn, she already left? I should call or send an email. I need to get in touch with her somehow. Mayuri went to see someone after leaving the shrine. The question is who? Think. Consider every possibility. Why did I forget? Before I time leap, I should have asked Mayuri where she was today. I'm not thinking straight. I have to calm down. Wait, I know. Last time we failed because we went to Akihabara station. I should have known SERN would be watching. This time, we will take a taxi to another station, then hide somewhere until things calm down. For now, all I can do is wait for Mayuri to return. It's driving me crazy. I consider explaining the situation to Kurisu and Daru, but I just don't have the strength to do that now. Besides, I don't want to... They are already involved! If you don't do anything, they will still come for them. You're just gonna leave them hanging like that? Oh my god. Like I said before, he's not a mad scientist, he's just mad. I take care of it myself. I won't let any of my friends die. As before, the Brown Tube workshop closes early. Mayuri appears as Suzuka and Mr. Brown are leaving. We run through Kanda Myojing back streets of Osanomizu Station, taking only minimal precaution to avoid attracting attention. We have to get there before the Sobu line shuts down. We manage to make it to the station without being stopped, but when we get there, I see a group of men waiting by the entrance. They look like SERN. Change of plans. We turn around for the Shin Ochanomizu subway station. We arrive at the station later than I intended. I don't usually come here, so I got lost. I stared nervously at the platform clock. According to the scrolling display, the Yamanote Keihin Tohoku Sobu have already suspended operations. Well, this happens, man. Remember. Wait, it looks like the Chiyoda line has too. It must be protocol to assume that nearby stations may be threatened, even stations on unconnected lines. Damn! Mayuri hasn't said a word about my strange behavior. This is the third time I've led her on this escape, but each time she follows me without complaint. Does she really trust me that much? Maybe she can feel my desperation. That's why I want to so badly to save her. We've been together for more than a decade. She's like a little sister to me. I leap as many times as it takes. Mayuri tilted her head quizzically. I realized that I'm staring at her.
ねおかり、マユシーは聞きたいこといっぱいあるけど、今は我慢しとくね。その代わり、終わったらね、全部聞かせてほしいです。
なあ、約束する。
Mayuri smiles happily at that answer. That's right. While we wait for the train, I should ask Mayuri about her whereabouts today. If I have to leap again, I need all the information I can get.
お前、ルカ子に会った後はどこに行っていた？
Fairies.
吹雪ちゃんからメールがあってね、マユシーのコスにちょっと問題発生しちゃってたのです。それを直しに。
吹雪ちゃんというのはどこに住んでいる？
住んでるっていうかね、今ちょうど UPX のスタベまで来てたのです。
So that's where she was. Just then, an announcement placed over the PA system. The subway is resuming all normal operations. About 20 minutes have passed since we arrived. I didn't expect to be stuck here that long, but it's okay. Right now, Moeka should be in Akihabara, heading to the lab. Everything is going to be alright. While waiting for the train, I examined the route map on the station notice board. We can transfer to an overland train at Yoyogi Uehara. It'll take a while, but it will take us all the way to Odawara. Another announcement, our train is arriving. I can hear the rumbling and see the lights at the end of the tunnel. Mayuri and I standing just behind the white line. I reach for her hand, meaning to make a dash for the train when the doors open. But I guess there's no hurry right now. I let my hand fall to my side, empty. Then roar comes closer. Mayuri saying something I can't quite hear her over the train.
中止になったけど、絶対にいつかマユリお姉ちゃん。
Suddenly Mayuri disappears. There she is, leaning out over the track. She's off balance as if she stumbled or someone pushed her. She seems to hang there for a moment, and then train comes screaming into the station. I hear a sound from under the train. I can't describe it, but it makes me instantly nauseous. Sparks fly as the train slams on its brake. The people on the platform scream. I turn to where Mayuri was just a moment ago. There stands a familiar girl. Tiny, adorable, cute black rabbit pouch slung over her shoulder. Tenno Jinai. She looks up at me. Her eyes are wide. Her lips tremble. You killed her. She stares at me for a few more seconds as if waiting for me to say something, then turns and runs away. The platform is in chaos. The PA informs us that there's been a personal injury accident. Now it's already gone. I don't go after her. Instead, I peek timidly through the gap between the train and the platform. One side of the track is a wash of red. My mind is blank. I can't think. I don't even remember how I get back to the lab. Moeka's group should have come and gone, but the time leak machine is still there. I guess I should be grateful. It takes longer than usual to set up the time machine. For some reason, I have trouble recalling my own phone number. At last, it's ready. Now, take me back. Okay, 3:45. Just now was around 4. The leap occurs instantaneously. Titor claimed that his time machine takes 1 hour of subjective time to travel 10 years. I don't know if ours has the same behavior, but now it's not the time to find out. 10 years. I have no business that far back. Besides, according to Kurisu, time leaping too far into the past could cause mental disorders due to the gap between personality and memory. Mairi is singing her chicken song, though she's actually eating a pre-cooked chicken from the convenience store instead of her usual juicy chicken number 1. She had to switch because she can't warm up the frozen chicken in the microwave, which is now a dedicated part of the time leap machine. I was ready to come back 5 hours. Mairi is still in the lab, but what the heck happened back there? It hurts, but I forced myself to recall that horrifying scene. Mairi died again. This time it happened at Shin Ochanomizu Station, a place completely unrelated to the lab or the bomb threat. Tennoji Nai pushed her onto the tracks, where the train tore her to shreds. Could Nai be working for SERN too? No, that can't be right. Nai has a habit of jumping on Mairi in greeting. She was probably just being her usual affectionate self. But why did she choose that precise moment? I don't know. I sense malice. Who's malice? It's like fate is playing a cruel joke on us. Whatever the case, all that matters now is that I have another chance. I need to act. I have the power to save Mairi. I will do whatever it takes to find a way. This time, we hail a taxi to Chuodori. It's expensive, but that's hardly a matter now. Mairi comes along quietly. I consider taking her home to Ikebukuro, but Moeka's group might be watching her house. I have no idea where they are at this point in time. Instead, I asked the driver to take us to Shinagawa. However, the traffic is unusually heavy. The driver says it's never been this bad before. There must be an obstruction up ahead. An accident or something. That's the only explanation I can think of. We've made it out of Akiba, but at this rate we will take forever to take Shinagawa. I considered getting off here and taking off the train, but then I remember what happened at Shin Ochanomizu Station. I have a bad feeling about this. The traffic jam could be SERN's doing. I look out the window and scan through the crowd for who might be a SERN agent. 3 hours later, we're still stuck. According to a conversation I overheard between our driver and another driver, there's some kind of inspection up ahead. Furthermore, it doesn't seem to be a police inspection, and a small fight broke out at the inspection site or something. To make matters worse, this road has already been closed off, and all the cars behind us are being detoured. There are only about 100 cars in waiting, but the inspection has been at a standstill for 3 hours. And you don't realize that? You don't realize something bad is going to happen? This can't be a coincidence. Once again, I feel the malice of fate manipulating the situation. Is Mairi going to die again? If I know it was going to turn out like this, I have ditched the taxi hours ago. Why didn't you? It's not too late. I should pay the driver and get off right now. Then someone knocks on the window. Our taxi stopped in the middle of the road. What's going on? I look over, before I can say anything, a man opens the rear door and gets in next to Mayuri. He's holding a knife. Another assassin. You know, At this point, he's not just mad, he's just dumb. Like, you waited in the taxi for 3 hours, knowing that you are being chased? There's only one thing I can say. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed. Before she can reply, the man covers Mayuri's mouth with a large, meaty hand. I try to open my door, but it's locked. Only the driver can open it from the inside. Mayuri opens her eyes wide open. Her body twitches. It happens too fast. The man sinks a knife into Mayuri's chest. A bright red spot stains her clothes. Another man gets into the passenger seat. He points a gun at the driver and says something to him. Strength drains from Mayuri's body. Her eyes slowly close. Tears roll down her cheek. I watch her die inches away, powerless to stop it. I can feel her last breath against my skin. They kill her again. Why? Why? Why can't I save her? Why won't you let me save her? Who decided that Mayuri must die? Moeka? SERN? Or does the world itself wish for Mayuri's death? I won't accept that. I clench my jaw and throw myself forward, driving my forehead into the killer's nose. He falls back. I shout to the driver. I crawl out of the taxi and take off running through the traffic jam. After running for hours, this is the thing. Why? Okay, you wanna say like it's fate, but think about it. Their purpose is to capture him. It like as part of the narrative. Like I know, like okay, no matter how things happen, no matter what happened, fate will always course correct itself. Okay. But still, SERN just gonna let him walk away after all they went through? Oh god, it hurts my brain. I have to leap again. Every time we run, Mayuri dies. 6 hours in the past, I clutch my head and rack my brain for an answer. I feel like I hit a dead end. What do I do if we can't run away? Is there no way to save her? I got an idea. Talk to the other two. Talk to Kurisu and Daru, and maybe we can brainstorm an idea. Mayuri's blank stare is the only answer I get. This time, I take her to the closest police station and beg them to protect her. Now, if we go directly to the police station, that's going to be a problem. Why do I say that? Is that if we do that, okay, most probably that, they're going to keep you in the room, and then later SERN's man's gonna like pull some strings and then get into that. But if it's like on the spot, they need some time, to forge some documents and stuff. When asked why, I explained that someone is going to kill Mayuri 6 hours from now, but without any proof that there's someone after her, they have no choice but to turn us away. It's past 6 by the time we leave the station, and we left with no choice but to keep running. I wish that I could blame my previous failures on bad luck. We could try Ochanomizu and Shinbashi again. Maybe this time she won't die. But I don't have the courage to try those routes again. At the same time, we can't stay in Akiba. We're running out of options. Subways, trains, and taxis, all out. Attempting escape by those means will get Mayuri killed, so my heart tells me. Perhaps the fear is irrational, but I can't put it out of my mind. I've seen her die half a dozen times already. Shot, stabbed, torn to pieces. I can't go through that again. We take refuge in Yodobashi camera. I thought we could keep hiding indefinitely, but just after 6, we hear an explosion in front of the station. Yodobashi goes into chaos. Policemen appear and start evacuating in the store. When I try to explain our situation, an officer shouts "terrorists" and pulls his gun. This can't be happening. This isn't America. Japanese police officers don't shoot without provocation. Mayuri dies. It happens so fast. The policeman shoots right here in the head. I don't know if it was a real policeman or a SERN assassin in disguise. It doesn't matter. I can't deny it any longer. The world itself is killing Mayuri. and nobody stopped you. 2:30. This time, I don't leap into my action immediately. Instead, I sit on the couch and collect my thoughts. Every time I try to save Mayuri, it ends up in the worst possible way. To make matters worse, I no longer even know what I'm supposed to be saving her from. Cause and effect. Why does Mayuri have to die? At first, I thought it was Moeka and her hit squad sent by SERN to steal our time machine. But as I leap back in time and time again, cause of Mayuri's death keep changing. Shin Ochanomizu Station, she died because Nae pushed her off the platform. SERN had nothing to do with that. It was an accident. Each time I leap, she dies a different way. What does that mean? I've been thinking for an hour, and I'm no longer closer to an answer. I want someone to tell me, but who can I ask? You got basically a physicist next to you. Ask her! You didn't even think about it until now? I'm the only person in history to leap through time. No, there's one more, John Titor. But he's not replying to my emails anymore, and he hasn't posted an X channel in days. I'm not even convinced he's a real time traveler. I decided not to run this time. Instead, I take a different approach. Strike first. I send Moeka an email. I need to talk to you about our time machine. Meet me alone. I designate the roof of Radican as our meeting place. 2 weeks have passed since the satellite crash, but it's still there, and the building is still closed. At least the security has lessened, so it's easy for me to sneak in. Not that there's any sneaking to do. I just walk into the front door like I belong there. No one questions me. Last time I came here was for Dr. Nakabachi's presentation. Of course, on this world line, the presentation was cancelled. Naturally, there's nobody but me. It occurs to me that this is dangerous gambit. Moeka might have a gun, and I already know that she's willing to use it. But then, I don't intend to play fair either. We're supposed to meet at 5:30, it's just after 5. I came early in order to ambush her. I hide in the shadows and wait with bated breath. Then, about 30 minutes later, I hear the door open. Moeka makes her entrance alone. She looks around restlessly. She still hasn't noticed me. I take a gun out of my shirt. It's not real. It's future gadget number 1. The bit particle gun. It's just a toy ray gun with a remote control attached to it. Obviously a bluff, but all I can do is prepare on such a short notice. I run up behind Moeka and shove the bit particle into her back.
動くな。両手を上げろ。
Just like a Hollywood movie. But this isn't a movie, this is real. And she isn't an actress, she's a murderer. After Moeka raises his hand, I feel through her clothes. Sure enough, she's carrying a gun. I take it from her and press it to Moeka's back in place of the bit particle gun.
残念だったな。最初の10話。話を聞きたい。お前がセルンの資格であることは分かっている。
なぜ？
知りたいのか。
My frustration
知りたいのかよ。
and rage boil over because of her. Because of her, Mayuri.
俺はタイムマシンで未来から来た。冗談だと思っているのか。だが俺はすでに 4,5 回は同じ時間を繰り返してきた。
I lost count of how many times exactly, and I haven't slept at all the entire time. Seriously, I'm not tired at all.
だからこれからお前たちが何をするかも知っている。7時過ぎに電車が止まる。
Moeka gasped. So it was their
お
doing.
前と仲間たちが今日ラブを襲撃することも知っている。そこでお前がマユリを殺すこともだ。
私が
理解したか。俺がタイムリーパーだと。
Moeka nods faintly. I could kill her now. It would be easy. But no, I need
お
information.
前たちはセルンの何なんだ。
ラウンダー。
Moeka answers with surprising obedience. I guess she values her own life, even though she has no problem depriving other people of theirs.
ラウンダー。一体どういう組織なんだ。セルンとの関係性は。
メールで。
ダメだ。行動で。
ラウンダーはセルンとは別組織。公には出てこない。そういう扱い。
秘密の傭兵部隊か。
違う。IBN5100。その情報収集と回収のため世界中に散らばってそれを集める。
IBM 5100. That's right, when I first met her, she was looking for an IBM 5100. These days, they are nearly impossible to find. People pay millions just to own one. Is that because CERN has been hunting them
ラウンダー
down?
の規模は。答えろ。
知らない。末端だから。
It's not important enough to be told.
俺が手に入れた IBN5100 を盗んだのもやはりお前だな。
My God doesn't answer.
なぜ IBN5100 の情報を。ハッキング対策か。
You're from, okay, you're Yorksick. I'm not from the USA.
機密保持。最も優先すべき事項だから。セルンの。
一体何が隠されている。タイムトラベルの人体実験やその実験で何百人と殺しているという情報は普通の PC でもハッキングで見ることができた。 IBN5100 で構築されたデータベースにはそれ以上の極秘情報があるというのか。
知らない。
末端だからか。
Yeah, she's basically like the foot soldier. My tone is sarcastic, but Moika nods. Damn, she's useless.
なぜラボを襲った。いやお前にとってはこれから襲うか。
分かっているはず。
Why?
セルンへのハッキングをしたからか。
Kinda.
理由は3つ。1つは知ったから。
What we
知
know.
ってはいけないこと。
So CERN didn't know about the hacking?
それとタイムマシン。
See? This is what happens when you tell everybody.
君たちが作った。
They want our time machine. If they want time machine, why didn't they went to the lab and take it? You know, like Okabe, you know, like have been typing like for like close to half a dozen times. Well, more than half a dozen times. So why did they leave it? If one say like, okay, it's fate that Mayuri has to die. Okay, fine. Are they gonna let him leave? Because remember, for example, the sect, like when Mayuri was killed, you know, when she was hit by a car. After that, Okabe, even with with him limping around, he was like he was able to go. Okay, it shows me that CERN have no intention of stopping him. So basically, is he stuck in this? It's like a hamster on a on the wheel, have to repeat run round and round again.
決定的だったのは君たちがそのタイムマシンを世間に公表しようとしたこと。
How does she know that? We made that decision right after the time machine was completed. That was a few hours
だ
ago.
から全員を拘束。
拘束。マユリを殺したではないか。
あの子は必要ない。
Unnecessary. I pulled the trigger.
タイムマシンを作ったのは君とマキセと橋田だから。あの子は殺しても構わない。そう言われた。
俺たちを拘束してどうするつもりだった？
Kill them?
セルンの施設に監禁してタイムマシン実用化の研究を。
そうやってこれまでにもセルン以外のタイムマシン研究を潰してきたんじゃないか。
私は回収しろと言われただけ。
お前のことを一瞬でも仲間にした俺が間違いだった。
Yep.
セルンのためすべ FB の命令何でもやる。 FB の指示なら。
FB? Is that the name of a supervisor?
岡部
Or
君、
Mark Zuckerberg?
君なの？ジョン・タイターは
何？
John Titor?
考えられない。君しか。
Me?
何をバカな。
I dig the gun into Moika's back.
それより死にたくなかったら今すぐにお前の仲間とそれと FB とやらに連絡しろ。ラボ襲撃は中止だと。
Shakes her
そんな
head.
権限ない。
知ったことか。権限がなかろうが何とかするんだ。でないと
Otherwise,
殺す。
I can't do it. I'm not a killer. My hands are trembling just like Moika's were before she shot Mayuri.
なんで殺したんだ。
She was hesitating. She didn't want to pull the trigger, but she did.
お前もあんなことしたくなかったんだろう。なのになんで。
私は従うだけ。 FB に。
だったらその FB とかいうやつをここに連れてこい。
Moika shakes her head
だ
again.
からそっちの事情なんて知ったことじゃないと。
無理なの。 FB に会ったことは。
You never met him before? There's someone behind me.
銃を捨てろ。
A man's voice. Is he with Moika?
汚いぞ。キリュウモエか。
I'm ready to pull the trigger in cold blood.
二人だけで会うと約束しただろう。
Moika doesn't answer.
いいから銃を捨てろ。
タイムマシンは渡せ。だから誰も殺すな。
だとしても
Even though I'm still pointing the gun at her, Moika steps away and turns to face me. Her eyes are cold, her expression unreadable.
監禁して二度と出されない。
Moika takes the gun from my hand. I'm unable to resist.
頼む。ハッキングのことを謝るから誰も殺さないでくれ。
Something strikes me on the back of my head. My leg gives up instantly, sending me to the ground. Darkness creeps
ターゲ
in.
ット B を確保。開始を頼む。
Deep down, I can't save Mayuri. Even if Moika Group doesn't kill her, someone else or something else will. The world itself wants her dead. That is the choice of Steins Gate. Steins Gate? There's no such thing. Those words have no meaning. It's just some nonsense I made up to sound cool. Now you regret it? Steins Gate doesn't exist, but fate does. Fate, God, the will of the universe, an absolute force that no one can resist. It exists, and it has sentenced Mayuri to death. I wake up in the back of a station wagon. The windows are coated with black film, so I can't tell where we are. I feel a throbbing pain in the back of my head. My hands are tight behind me. What time is it? How long have I been uncautious? There's a man with me inside the car. I recognize him from a previous time leap. He's the one who stabbed Mayuri in the taxi. The man seems to notice I've woken up, but he doesn't speak. He just waves his gun menacingly, as if to say that there's no hope of escape. The dashboard clock reads 7:30. I look out the window again. Through the film, I manage to make out a street sign. We're close to the lab. Has the attack already happened? Before I left, I told everybody, including Mayuri, to run. If she did as I did, she won't die by their hands. But that doesn't mean she's safe. If I don't do something, Moika's going to take the time leap machine away. What will happen then? CERN can have the time machine if it will save Mayuri. The problem is that it won't. Now, not when the world itself is determined to kill her. As long as the time leap machine remains in my hands, I can keep trying to fix things. I'll leap again and again until I find a way to save her. But if I lose the time machine, then the future is decided. A future without Mayuri. I have to get to it before they do. Wait. Even if it means I get shot, as long as I survive to reach the time leap machine, everything will be alright. My bound hands limit me to headbutts and kicks, but I somehow managed to knock down the man guarding me and escape. My chest and neck are covered in blood. I must have been shot during the struggle, but thanks to the adrenaline pumping through my body, I barely feel any pain. I can still move, that's all that matters. I run up the stairs with my hands still tied. I can only pray that I'm able to operate the time leap machine quickly enough. Dude, you haven't turned on the TV. You still haven't turned on the TV, so basically you will not be able to do that. Mayuri, Kurisu and Naru are in the lab. So are Moeka and her man. When I open the door and burst in, everyone looks at me in surprise. When she sees my tattered body, Mayuri runs up to me with tears in her eyes. Wait, I tried to stop her. Back. In the corner of my eye, I see Moeka take aim at Mayuri. I tried to put myself between them. I tried to cover Mayuri with my body. But a man grabs me from behind and pulls me back. I watch helplessly as Mayuri's tiny body drops to the floor. Her eyes wide and wet with tears seem to stare into mine. But I can see that they already lost their light. She's gone. Again. Again. Again! What happened next is the same as before. Susa defeats the Rounders and Kurisu helps me time leap. A flood of sound beats on my eardrums. When it subsides, I find myself in the lab. It's just before 5. I have 2.5 hours before Mayuri dies. I find myself staring at the time leap machine. This thing is the reason for Moeka's attack. If only we had never built PhoneWave. If only we had never sent those emails. Perhaps the future would be different instead of the nightmare it promises now. Would anything change if I broke it? Just smash it into pieces right here? In a rush of delirium, I grab a chair and lift it high over my head. Just as I'm about to bring it crashing down on this infernal machine, a voice cries out. Kurisu grabs my hand and pulls me back.
今壊そうとした何も壊さなくったってタイムリープはしないそう決めたんだからそれでいいでしょ
Explain to her. She
とにかく
understands.
椅子を下ろして
I lowered the chair slowly, not because Kurisu told me, but because I realized that what would happen if I really did break the time machine. It will cause my death, but at the same time, it is also my chance of averting the future. If I lose it, I lose my only hope of saving her. The fear of that outcome stayed in my hand.
顔色悪いなどうしたのよ
Explain!
聞いてんの
I can't deal with this, not now.
ちょっと
I flee from the lab. I don't have a particular destination in mind. People look at me strangely as I shuffle down the street. I imagine I must look like I crawl up from the grave. Soon, I get fed up with the crowd around the station and escape to the pedestrian overpass. I get about halfway across the bridge and squat down on the concrete. The giant screen on the UPX building is advertising some gothic punk band. The ticker at the bottom displays today's weather forecast along with the date and time. I realize that today is the Friday the 13th. Is there no way of getting today without Mayuri dying? It's already 5:30, 2 hours until the attack. The lights around Akiba Station turn on one by one as the sun sets. The moe might be gone from Akiba, but the area around the station is still as posh as ever. I don't belong here. The bridge I'm sitting on has become a date spot for couples. I see them standing over here and there, gazing at the cityscape with their arms wound around each other. Somehow they never seem to tire of the dull, unchanging scenery. What am I doing here? Mayuri's about to die.
そこの地べたに座ってるドキュン男。
I lift my head and see Kurisu standing there.
いきなり飛び出したと思ったらこんなところにいたか。
なあ、クリスティーナ。
Are you still gonna play the Chunibyo? Give it up, man.
何よ。
今何時だ
5時38分。ねえ、そんなところでドキュン行為してる暇があったら買い出し付き合いなさいよ。
Shopping. Alright. Preparation for the party. In the original timeline, I went shopping with Kurisu at the UPX supermarket. But then we talk on this bridge, just like now. It feels like so long ago. Back then, I had no idea what was about to happen.
どうなの？買い出し来るのか来ないのか。
I sigh deeply. I don't believe that it was wrong to time leap. However,
クリス。
初めてまともに名前呼んだな。
I feel her eyes on me.
助けてくれ。
Finally! Close to 10 leaps by now? I realize that now. Reliving today again and again, only to taste the same despair each time, has taught me one important lesson. Alone, I'm powerless. Alone, I have no hope.
助けてくれ。
話して。あんたがタイムリープしたのは分かってる。
何？
See? I look up in surprise. Kurisu doesn't meet my stare. Instead, she leans on the guardrail and gazes down at the plaza with her usual frown.
あんたに誰かから電話がかかってきたと思ったらいきなり表変したから。
See?
私の目はごまかせない。
3時間後から来た。
何があった？
マユリが殺された。
I lower my head, trying to hold back the tears. Then I try to explain SERN and Moika and how Kurisu herself activated time leap machine and made this possible. I tell her my previous leaps, explain that the world itself wants Mayuri dead, that I can't save her no matter how I try. I keep talking for 30 minutes straight. During that time, Kurisu hardly says a word.
すべて俺の責任だ。
Kinda. Talking to Kurisu lets me sort out everything I've done, everything I've seen.
セルンにハッキングしろなんてダルに頼まなければよかった。タイムマシーンを作ろうなんて言い出さなければよかった。モエカをラボメンになんかするんじゃなかった。
Finally, you realize
マユリ
everything.
が死ぬのはすべて俺の責任なんだ。
That's why I needed to bear the burden myself. I was resolved to do whatever it took to save Mayuri, never faltering, never giving up. And yet, my resolve has already crumbled.
そんなまずいことが起きようとしてるのにあんたはなんでここでぼんやりしてるの？
Kurisu's tone is haughty. Is this how I sound when I'm playing Hyoin Kyoma?
わからなくなったからだ。
わからないって何？
マユリを助ける方法が。
あんたの話を聞いた限りじゃ時間順序保護仮説は本当だったってことになるのかな。
何をしてもどうやってもマユリが死んでしまうんだ。
だからタイムリープを延々と繰り返したか。タイムリープマシンは理論上絶対安全だと証明されているわけじゃない。
Kurisu lowers her gaze and cups her chin, as she often does when she's assessing a problem.
これまでは何事もなく成功してたかもしれないけど繰り返し使うことでどんな影響が出るかもわからない。もしかしたら時間の輪、つまり因果率から外れるかもしれない。あんたはそんな危険を冒してるの。そのことを自覚して。
He doesn't even understand anything, man.
因果率から外れるとは。
SF 小説によくあるでしょ。閉じた時間の輪の中で永遠にさまよい続けるってこと。最悪の場合なかったことにされる可能性だってある。
What?
存在の抹消。あんたの18年だか19年だかの人生の痕跡すべてをあらゆる人間が最初から知らなかったことにされるかも。時間を飛び越えることはそれだけ危険なのよ。
人間は根源的に時間的存在者である。
Kurisu looks surprised.
ハイデガーね。私も今その言葉を言おうと思ってた。
お前から教わった言葉だ。
いつ？
俺はもう何度もタイムリープしている。
あ、なるほど。
Kurisu squats next to me, thinking deeply.
あんたの話が本当だったとして、マユリを助けたい気持ちは私だって同じよ。でもタイムリープマシン製作に関わった人間の一人として、あれを何度も使うことは勧められない。あんたはそれでももがく。
俺は
I can't do it alone. I know that now.
だからお前に助けを求めたんだ。もがくために、マユリを助けるために。
You should have done this from the very beginning, you know.
クリスの協力があれば何とかできるかもしれない。力を貸してくれ。
Kurisu sighs.
無茶しやがって。あんた壊れててもおかしくなかったんだからね。
Incredibly, she sounds concerned about me. She looks at me for a moment, then turns away as if embarrassed.
協力はする。ただしあんたのために協力するわけじゃないから。全部マユリのためよ。
ああ、あたり。
それにあんたを被験者にすればいいデータが取れそうだし。
それはつまりセルンの人体実験を肯定するということか。
全然違う。
How is it different?
被験者が岡部っていうところが、マッドサイエンティストとしては自分自身も平気で実験台にするんでしょ。
そうだな。
I'm no longer afraid to time leap. I'll do anything to save Mayuri.
冗談よ。本気にするな。
Kurisu stands up, looks at her watch.
さて、もうあまり時間もないから、これからあたふたするよりもっとじっくり対策を練った方がいい。
つまり
Meaning?
今からもっと前の時間に飛んでおく。そこで改めて私に事情を説明して。
See, this is what happened. I told you to explain it to her because she understands, and then she'll probably can find a better explanation of way to handle all of this. I need a real plan if I'm going to save Mayuri.
行こう。
Kurisu stretches out her hand. I grasp it and pull myself up. Mayuri and Daru are already back when we return to the lab. Suza is there too. To get rid of them, Kurisu and I explain what we forgot to do shopping, so could they please take care of it for us? I have to cough up the money to convince them to go, but it works.
マユリ本人はともかく橋田にも話さないの？
Yeah.
必要になったら話す。
For now, it's not, and I don't have time to explain. You already he kind of understands it, you know. Like he may not be as good as Kurisu, but he knows the seriousness of the situation. While Kurisu set up the time machine, I head downstairs to a brown tube workshop, kick the door open, and turn on the 42-inch CRT. That went more smoothly than I anticipated. It's highly illegal, of course, but I leave long before the cops get here. Kurisu looks shocked when I return to the lab.
住居侵入罪で逮捕されるわよ。
どうせ過去に戻れば今のはなかったことになる。
Remember, you may time leap, but that's like a copy of yourself. The present's still gonna go to jail. Kurisu hands me the headgear and I put it on.
そっか。あんたの主観じゃそうなるわけだ。
Oh yeah. See?
私の主観だとどうなるんだろう。あんたが飛んだ後、
See?
ここはどうなる？
そのデータもすぐに取れる。
My consciousness travels to the past. That I know from my experience. But what happened to the body I leave behind? If time is a straight line, then it's possible that the present will be reconstructed based on my actions in the past. But in the many worlds interpretation holds, then after I leave, this world will continue as if nothing happened. I used to be so fascinated by the structure of the universe, but now I don't really care. All that matters is saving Mayuri. Kurisu's fingers stopped typing on the keyboard.
どうした？
うん考えたら思考が
D メールのような状態になるかもしれない。
The instant we send email, the present changes around us. Thanks to reading Steiner, only I remember what it was like before the change.
その方が楽だけど悔しくもある。
データを観測できないからか？
そういうこと。
Kurisu nods and begins tinkering with the settings
転
again.
送先は5時間前にしておいた。つまり午後1時40分くらい。覚えてる？私がタイムリープマシンを完成させたのは2時過ぎだった。
Barely. For Kurisu, that only happened 5 hours ago. For me, it feels like weeks. Maybe it has been weeks.
時間にルーズな男は嫌われる。感謝しなさいよ。私は時計をよく見る癖があって、何時に何があったかは結構覚えてるの。
Kurisu finished typing and turns to face me.
いい、岡部。タイムリープマシンを使うなら、これだけは覚えておいて。
What is it?
携帯電話は絶対に手放さないこと。それはあんたの生命線、局所場指定のマーカーなの。それさえ持ち続けていれば、どの時間へも跳躍はできる。でももし手放してしまって誰かに使われたら。
Okay, something's gonna happen. Then if I leap to the time, my memories could override theirs. I don't want to imagine what happens
あるい
next.
は充電が切れたり壊されたりしたら。
Then I won't be able to leap to that time. If it breaks, then I can get a new phone with the same number, but there'll still be a period of time to which I can never leap.
タイムリープは成功しない。だから絶対に携帯を手放しちゃダメ。
了解だ。
今日の昼間にタイムリープしたら、2時に私がマシンを完成させるまでは、あんたは特別なことはしてはいけない。
I mean, back at this instant, just sit tight and don't do anything until I complete the time limit machine.
これが完成しないと、きっとこの時間までの流れが大きく変わってしまう。完成したらすぐに実験はしないって宣言して全員解散させて。それから私に声をかけてくれればいい。未来から来たって言われれば多分私は信じる。
なんでわかる？
私のことは私が一番よく知ってる。
Kurisu grins faintly and stands up after she's done typing.
そもそも電話レンジを改良してタイムリープマシンを作ったのは私なのだぜ。さっきあんたからタイムリープしてきたって言われた時は自分の理論は間違ってなかったって思えた。成功してよかったって思えた。何の疑問もなくね。
I see.
念のためにキーワードを決めておきましょう。私の今一番欲しいものはマイフォークである。
に？
あ、いや別に意味なんてないからな。
My fault. Is it some kind of... Okay, let's just, you know.
マイフォークが欲しいのか？
マイスプーンはもう持ってるからってそこに興味持つな。はいはい、準備できた。いつでも行ける。
I nod and call out the phone wave name subject to change.
気をつけて。私はいつだってあんたの味方よ。
Kurisu touches my shoulder, then steps away. I think I should save this. Yay. Okay. I think I'm gonna end it here. Okay. I think I should end it here, okay? Because like, it's kind of, we're going to the next phase, okay? So the flow of time is gonna change after this. Like, you know, they're going to have their own meaning and stuff, okay? So I think this is a good time to stop, okay? And now, here comes the thing. I don't think I can stream tomorrow. okay? Because it's gonna be busy for the next couple of weeks, okay? Like tomorrow I can't stream. Well, at night of course, okay? Because I work better at night, okay? So tomorrow morning I'm planning on playing Symphony of War. But as for Steins Gate, I don't think I can stream tomorrow. And next week is also kind of like I'm not that sure, okay? Because the reason is that I got a lot of work that planned out for this week and next, so I need to settle all of that, okay? Even now I'm supposed to do something, okay? So I'm gonna basically I need to finish that work, okay? And then more works are coming in until basically end of this month. Yeah. So I'm gonna end it here. Tomorrow morning I'll play Symphony of War, and I'll see how it goes on after that, okay? Yeah. So that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.